boys and girls, and all of God's children. Welcome to the Church School Neighborhood. I'm Sister Angie Spears, the excited South District Church School Superintendent, and my presiding elder is the Reverend Janet Jenkins Sturdivant of the South District of the Philadelphia Annual Conference. Again, we welcome you today, and I also get to serve as the First District Church School Assistant Superintendent. We have such a wonderful lesson. We have started a brand new quarter. So this Sunday is our first quarter, our first lesson in our winter quarter. And the winter quarter is called History, Justice, and Law. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful quarter. Our special word for today is require. Require. Do you know what that word means, boys and girls? Both Patches and Buttercup have great examples of a description of the word require. And our lesson title is Justice and Obedience. And we're going to start out in the book of Deuteronomy. We're going to be in the 5th chapter, verses 1 through 3. Then the 10th chapter, verses 12 through 13, and then we're going to be in the 27th chapter, verses 1 through 10. We won't go through all of those verses in our church school neighborhood lesson, but we know that when you're in your church school class, you will go over the entire lesson. Let's begin with that special word, require. Patches, what did you want to share? Patches says that his cousin Ronnie, the one who was doing very well in college, he got the athletic scholarship. Well, the very first year that he was accepted to go to school, they couldn't go because of COVID. Everything was virtual. The second year, which was last year, this current year that we're in, that began in September of this year, they were able to go, but there was a requirement. You had to have your vaccination. If you wanted to go and be a student on campus, that was the major requirement. You had to show that you had been vaccinated. Excellent, excellent example of the word requirement. Buttercup, what did you want to share? Buttercup and Daisy were helping his mom with the bake sale. Mom was making cupcakes this year. Normally Mom makes pies. Well, at the church bake sale, there's also a contest, and they give ribbons to the best in every category. Normally Mom does pies. This year she tried cupcakes. Well, as they were shopping, Buttercup and Daisy were with Mom, and they were shopping for the ingredients. She had a special recipe that she had. And 2 of the ingredients were not at the local grocery store. They went to another grocery store. They didn't have it either. And by this time, Buttercup and Daisy, they just want to get home. They're tired. And they go, Mom, can't we just make it without those 2 ingredients? And Mom says, no, they are required. If we want the recipe to turn out, it's a requirement that we use every single part of the recipe, every single ingredient. They were a requirement for that recipe to turn out right. Excellent, excellent examples, both Patches and Buttercup, of the word require. Let's go straight into our lesson. And our lesson, again, is titled, Justice and Obedience. Justice and Obedience. And it's Moses who is talking to the people. Deuteronomy Chapter 5. Hear, O Israel, the statutes and ordinances that I am addressing to you today. You shall learn them and observe them diligently. What do you think those statutes and ordinances are? They're the 10 Commandments that God gave to Moses to give to the people. The Lord our God made a covenant with us. Not with our ancestors did the Lord make this covenant, but with us, who are all of us here alive today. So now, O Israel, what does the Lord your God require of you? Only to fear the Lord your God, to walk in all his ways, to love him, to serve the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul, and to keep the commandments of the Lord your God and his decrees that I am commanding you today for your own well-being. Is that pretty clear? Couldn't everyone understand it? Here are the rules. Here are the commandments. These are the things that God is requiring of us to keep this law. And one of the things we have to understand is that the laws of God, they're not to punish us. Imagine if you lived in a town and there were no traffic laws, none. People could go whatever speed they wanted. Nobody had to stop. They could see animals, people crossing the street and go, oh, I'm going to beat them there. And even if they hurt someone, there was no law to say, you're wrong. That's, just keep going. That's how it would be if God had no laws for us. You would always have some people that would just do whatever to others. And so God says, no, don't steal. That's a law. He's saying, no, I don't want anyone to steal from someone. Don't lie. That's a law of God. I want people to be honest. And we should know every single one of those 10 commandments, but realize that those laws are there to protect us. God wants us to live in harmony in a community together. So let us take a look at that memory verse. And the memory verse is coming from Deuteronomy Chapter 10. Let's take a look at it right here. I'm going to lift it up right here. Deuteronomy Chapter 10, and it's portions of verses 12 and 13. So now, O Israel, what does the Lord your God require of you? Only to fear the Lord your God, to walk in all his ways, to love him, to serve the Lord your God with all your heart. That's all he requires of us. And for our memory verse, we're just going to take that very first part, okay? So here we go. So now, O Israel, does your God of you. Are you able to fill that out with us? So now, O Israel, what does the Lord your God require of you? And then it spells it out. It spells it out. To fear the Lord your God, to walk in all of his ways, to love him, to serve the Lord your God with all of your heart. And we serve a loving God. He wants us to do our part. He takes care of us and he loves us. I know you're going to appreciate this lesson, and I think you're in for a treat for this entire quarter as we continue to discuss history, justice, and law. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Be blessed. God bless you. Bye-bye.